The Raven's heir?
Shh! Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but...
Do you understand? You and me, mate, we'll be heroes. All right, now, we just have to...
What?
Halt! Stop! You're under arrest!
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
You're funny, but you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
Why do you need the gun?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels. You do know these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police, but it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
But monsieur, your journey on this train is most unusual. Is it related to the burglary at the British Museum?
Not in the least.
And the safe? What's that for?
I'll let you know if we need your help, Constable. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Thanks to that?
I watch the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zellner. If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
I think you're guarding something.
Oh, really? And what might it be?
I really couldn't say. But it must be very important.
Why is that?
Because you are very important. They wouldn't have assigned the case to you if it were just a trifle.
Let's assume that we really are transporting something very important on this train. And let's assume that it really is my job to see that it arrives safely. Then why isn't the train crawling with police?
You don't want to arouse attention.
Évident. But why not?
It's a trap.
You've got a vivid imagination. I'll give you that. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. We'll get along fine without you.
You won't.
Won't. Pardonnez-moi.
I can help. And I will help. You're in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zellner. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But how do you know? Oh, hello.
You cheated.
I did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa, it was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either. What's your name again?
Matthew Miller, from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania.
All right, Matthew Miller from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe I can change his mind. This morning, I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich with me anyway. excited this morning that I couldn't, fortunately. I wrapped the apple core in the sandwich paper. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day. The napkin came with the croissant I bought at the train station. A guilty... Every table has its own wastebasket. Every table has it. Every table has it. Every table. All right. We Swiss are crazy about... We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most...
Would you be so kind as to close the window? I don't want to...
Oh, pardon me. The Vicarage in the Mirror. A detective novel by my favorite... For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stay. The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in... Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me. The train... In many cities, they entertain the travelers with local specialities. This is the first car. The coal tender should be directly... The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. The one... Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sorry, something just occurred to me. I'll come back later.
Very well.
If I may trouble you once... If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloist travel.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
Are you traveling to Istanbul?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake.
Everything is in order, sir. We swear.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. One can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he.
Very kind of you. Thanks. Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucian. Professor Edgar Lucian.
Oh, a professor. Are you a scientist?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, or so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
If you work in the British Museum, then you must have experienced the burglary firsthand.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
Well, there was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Whatever you say. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No, should I?
You don't know him? And you also don't know what...
No. Why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the...
Yeah, of course. It's just...
You'll get in touch if you notice anything on...
Of course, Constable. What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
We'll sort it out somehow. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to...
All right, just wait here. Perhaps a thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment and locked it. I need the right key or a prop. He doesn't make a very balanced impression, and he of all people isn't bothered by a... You can easily lock the compartment door from inside by turning a little knob.
But I didn't lock it.
Professor, if you had locked the door from in there, you wouldn't be out here.
That's true.
Professor Lu...
Yes? Do you have the key?
Actually...
Please.
First, I better see about getting the door open. Doesn't seem like I'll get... I don't believe that... It's no use. The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it. I bought it last week at a flea market. I suppose the previous owner bought it... Pills. I'm I'm supposed to take. My daughter insisted that I take them with, but I wasn't about to change. The little label on the door reads Baroness.
Yes, what is it?
Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir.
It was stolen.
When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What?
In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What?
The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
I never lose anything.
Very well then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse.
The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
But couldn't we perhaps... All right. First, the purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
First, I better see it. Doesn't seem like I'll get it. I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure. May I ask what you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl, and now I've stopped. So, this must...
You quit writing? I have all of your books. You're
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off...
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss...
Oh, well, fine. Are you traveling to...
No, we are on our way to Venice. From there we will take a ship. As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I
see. As a writer, you must be very you have to study the behavior of people.
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just...
Really? I had the impression...
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a...
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a...
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always...
Did you know... What about the Baroness?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for... Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he...
I wouldn't quite say.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and...
I don't think we should discuss Inspector.
Legrand, right. Will he save the day again? Or will you...
There's something else. A passenger's purse has gone missing. I suppose you haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner.
Have you asked my boy yet? Maddie is good at finding things.
I'll go. As much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance.
And this is it.
I do hope so.
Then even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald liked.
I shall do my best. Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy admirer. Very diligent. But she does seem a little... I imagine she has her work cut out for her with Matt. And... Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
The little boy, Matt...
Oh, yes. Has he done...
No, I've already met him.
We always call him Professor because he's... If only someone could just drive the mischief.
Did you notice...
Oh, I'm afraid not.
She's always got an awful lot to do, my Mary.
You have to tell me if that's...
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want.
So, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, Constable.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from... But I imagine she has her... Although... An extraordinary woman. Talent, yet they say she... An extraordinary... Yet... The steward must have forgotten. Normally he would offer them discreetly. The Baroness seems to have, I better not bother her. The Baroness, I better not... First, I better see about getting the door. Doesn't seem... The bolt is too short. I'm at a loss without... The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it. I'm at a loss with... The wooden toothpicks, nothing on... The bolt is too I'm at a loss. That will be quite a... First, I better see... Doesn't seem... The bolt is too... I'm at a loss. The bolt is too short. I'm at a loss.